Hello, this is Music Tech Help Guy, and welcome to episode 11 of my Pro Tools 11 video tutorial series. In the next several videos, we're going to be taking a look at some of our additional editing functions that are located just here below the main edit tools. These edit functions have more to do with really the way Pro Tools operates and navigates, more so than being specific edit tools. From left to right, we have zoom toggle, tab to transients, we have mirrored MIDI editing, automation follows edit. We have link timeline and edit selection, link track and edit selection, and insertion follows playback. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the link timeline and edit selection function. So I'm not going to be doing them in order, and actually we already talked about zoom toggle in the previous video. I'm going to separate each of these into 6 separate videos just because rather than, I want to get away from 40-minute videos. I don't want to do videos that long. So rather than doing one 40-minute video on all 6 of these, I'm just going to do 6 short 3 to 5 minute videos, and I think that'll be a bit more tolerable. So let's get right into it. Link timeline and edit selection does exactly what it says. It links your selection down here with your timeline selection. So if I drag over multiple tracks or just a single track on the actual track itself, it actually links it to the timeline. So my edit selection and my timeline selection. If you turn this off, I can create a separate timeline selection up here just by dragging across the timeline, and then I can select something separate down here, but it doesn't offset my timeline selection. So you can see I have an edit selection with the little orange indicators, and I have my timeline selection in blue. So the cool thing about having this on, or one of the cool things about having it on, is that you can drag over an area that you want to listen to. It doesn't have to be all the tracks. You can just drag over one track, and it creates a playback selection for you. So if I just want to listen to what this sounds like, as long as I have my my loop playback off, it'll just play that little selection. If you have loop playback on, it'll loop that selection over and over. If you have your link timeline and edit selection off, I'm going to have to drag over the timeline up here in order to create a playback selection. But the good thing about this is I could say, you know what, I don't really like the way this sounds. Let's copy, let's delete it and maybe copy something else in its place without actually offsetting our playback selection, so you can keep that range, the playback range, the same, and go in here and edit the audio any way you want. Now, obviously, I don't want to do that because this is multi-track drums, and I'd have to edit everything all at once to the grid, but it's just an example. Another thing that this is useful for is if you just want to start playback somewhere. When this is on, you can click anywhere on any track. Like, let's say I want to start right before this tom fill. And I just click there, and it makes an insertion up here. Now the insertion, or the timeline selection, is basically just on one point. So it's not going to loop that point over and over. It's just going to start there. If I have this turned off, I could click over here and hit play, but it's still going to play from the timeline insertion. It's not going to play from wherever I'm clicking. So again, the upside of having this off is you can go over here and edit whatever it is you want. You know, delete things, copy things, whatever you want to do. But in the end, it's still going to play, when I hit spacebar, it's still going to play from our timeline insertion. So that is your link timeline and edit selection option in a nutshell. Generally, I keep it on unless I'm trying to independently listen to something and then independently edit at the same time. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.